Hey there, guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts discussion number 338, the real character GUI, and I'm joined by Bombug as always.
Hello, hello. How you doing today, X?
Doing okay. How about you?
Good. Ready for this, coronavirus to hit real hard. Everybody on lockdown. We just play Factorio all day.
Yeah, I mean, that joke's on you, coronavirus. we,
We're gamers. We're immune to being sad while staying inside.
yeah, I mean, Factorio, the whole civilization will die, and we'll still be building our factory. We won't even notice.
Yep.
Uh,
And even long after we go, our factories will just keep going until the very final deposit of ore is used up, or we run out of power, whichever.
yeah, whichever. Hopefully the ore goes first.
Hopefully,
Um,
power.
yeah. But this is a really good Friday Facts about the character GUI. Lots of pictures. I like pictures.
I
So,
love pictures. Yay.
yay! It was 11 months ago when we first mentioned the new character GUI in the 289 Friday Facts. After all that time, it's finally getting ready. Since you can expect it to see release sometime in the next 1 to 2 weeks, we would like to present a quick recap of the features and changes and some real in-game screenshots. Um, In-game screenshots are nice. A lot of times we just get mock-ups and then later realize that it's actually like not even remotely close to done, even though it looks like it.
Yeah, I really like having actual mock-ups, and I really like when they have that side-by-side comparison slider
Mm,
screenshot thingy. That I like that one a lot.
that one's really cool. I was impressed by that. Um, so the character window is now split into three tabs. Logistics and auto trash removes from central frame into a tab, and a new tab called Character was added. Using the inventory stack transfers in the player inventory will transfer the items either to the weapons and armor slot or to the trash slots depending on the selected tab regardless of the type. As you can see here, character, we got some stuff once it goes back, pretty much your ammo, power armor, personal report, exoskeleton, on-off stuff. Logistics looks a little bit different. They go into it a bit more down here. Logistics and auto trash are now merged into one panel. Using a double slider, you can set interval. If you have less than the first value, robots will bring more. If you have more than the second value, extra items will be auto trash and taken away by the robots. The double pop-up and extra confirm might seem strange, but it's made this way to solve the problem with robots bringing you items before you finished setting up your request, which is actually really nice.
Yeah, that's something I've heard a lot of people complain about.
Uh, yeah, it's really frustrating because by default, um, like currently by default, it requests like an entire stack of an item, unless you go into the options menu and say to only request one. And a lot of times you may not want an entire stack. At least I don't. So it can be annoying when you request it and then the robots just start bringing you like hundreds of stuff before you actually set the amount you really want. Um, so being able to have it like it is here and having that double slider, like minimum and maximum thing, is super, super nice.
Yeah, hats off to them. They did a pretty good job on that. I would personally, I would have never thought of a double slider, but it makes so much sense, and it's
Yeah,
really clever.
yeah, it is really clever. Makes sense. A little more difficult to get things added into your request, but completely worth it. Um, and then we go on down with the merging a request and auto trash. We also made it so you can now set an unlimited number of requests regardless of research. Furthermore, everything is unlocked in one research, unlimited logistic requests and trash, or auto trash, sorry, and 30 trash slots are all unlocked by the logistics robotics research that is at Blue Science. Searching now not only searches the recipe GUI but also the inventory and logistics requests. So I think this is pretty nice. I saw one of the devs replies, I think on Reddit or the forums, I think Reddit, um, in regards to this particular part, basically saying that like it didn't really seem like a necessary thing to have a cap on the logistic requests and like research for it. Um, so they basically just made it so you can just add infinite, which I think is really, really nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Uh, Also, did you notice the little sneaky that they pulled there?
Which part? Maybe?
In the search bar, at one point, they're searching for Spidertron, and there's nothing to be found. No recipe. Uh,
Oh, dude, they're so
comes in
mean.
second there, but
Oh, yep.
they're tempting us.
Oh, they're just teasing. So
You know,
rude.
though, this would have been like the hottest Friday facts of all time if they showed an actual recipe. That
Mm-hmm.
that would have been a good way to do a sneak peek.
Maybe they're like hinting though. Maybe they're like, well, there's not a recipe yet.
We're thinking about it.
We're
It's on our
thinking about it. It's in
minds.
progress.
Yeah, I do
Like,
like this though. Having the search bar there, and have it search like everything. That's super nice. I get confused a lot when the icons are like tiny and I'm kind of far away from my screen. Like what is that, dude? It helps to have just the search available right away.
yes, being able to search is so helpful. And especially if you're playing like with mods too, where you just don't recognize the items anyway.
Oh yeah, didn't even think about that.
Um, yeah, so this is really cool. And thank goodness my heart is filled with joy. By popular demand, we also added a switch to quickly turn personal logistics on or off. Turning off personal logistics will stop logistic robots from bringing requested items. Will also stop items from automatically being moved to the trash slots. Logistic robots will continue to empty the trash slots. Holy moly. I don't know what took them so long. Clearly, it wasn't
No,
that complicated, but this is like this is probably the best feature I've seen introduced in like the last 2 years. This is this is so nice. Oh my gosh.
I wonder though. Like, not a lot of people have like artillery and cars randomly flying at their heads. Does everybody need this? I know this is a really good send for you. But you're kind of a particular customer.
I mean, that's a good point, but they do say by popular demand. I don't think I have that much influence to solely count as popular demand.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, maybe, and if so, I'm honored, but uh, I mean, yeah, most people don't die as often as I do to trains and other shenanigans, but it was, I think, almost everyone can agree that when you died, it was, particularly when you died, it was so frustrating to like die and respawn in your base and then instantly have all your requests filled, even though you're literally just going to walk back to your body and pick up everything you had and then you just have double of everything.
Oh, I've spent so much time running away from my bots after I die. I'm just
Yes.
like, please no. How do I path and get around my bots? Why did I invest in so much bot speed? I can't avoid this.
Yeah, throw in some more exoskeletons or something.
Yep.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. And then as you can see, there's a little demonstration here. It toggles it on and off. Thank you so much, devs. Um, and then basically this last part has a new style. They also updated the look of the filter, item circuit, signal, and upgraded selection GUI styles. Some of the other GUIs in the game will have some visual issues due to the mix of old and new styles. My next step will be to fix these issues as soon as the character GUI is released. Looking back, it took 13 months and 3 programmers working alternatively to implement. This is excluding mockups and UX design. That's a really long time.
That is a very long time. Wow.
Uh, and it's a very long story, apparently, but one thing that's obvious is that the GUI scope has grown far beyond what our code base is capable of. And basically, because of that, they won't be obsessing that much on the GUI in the future. We'll finalize transition styles, fix obvious issues and stuff like that, hang low-hanging fruit, and try to get everything at the consistent level quality for 1.0. This new character GUI and changes will likely affect some mods, especially those relying on logistic technologies, logistic slot-related APIs, old-style definitions, etc. Thankfully, a lot of mods will be unaffected, so we hope it won't be too much disruption. Still, we wanted to give some forewarning. Makes sense.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise though that they're saying their GUI scope has grown far beyond what their code base is capable of. I guess it makes sense. They've mostly been prioritizing the actual functionality of the game, not as much the GUI. But I wonder if that implies a Factorio 2.0, GUI update, as in far in the future. They gotta actually redo a lot of code to get what they really want.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a cool update, like after 1.0 is released, further down the road for sure. Just make things more updated, easier for them to work on with newer, code that works better with it and stuff like that. So this is really cool. I love all this. No complaints.
Yeah, that's really good. We often have complaints in a lot of these sections, I feel like, and I don't want to be mean to the devs because they're doing a lot of cool. And this one, I have no complaints from me either.
Yeah,
Good
nothing.
stuff.
Really good stuff. And lastly, a bit of a community spotlight of Krastorio II by Bilka. So an overhaul mod called Krastorio II has been going through closed alpha and beta testing over the last 2 weeks. Krastorio is an overhaul mod that aims to provide a vanilla-style experience with an expanded post-rock game and updated recipes. The mod will be released later today, so I wanted to take the opportunity to spotlight it. Huge screenshot of my factory growing over the 2 weeks of testing, showing off the custom mod graphics. Click to view full screen. Um, so pretty crazy. There's some new buildings, a lot of still vanilla stuff. Um, I definitely see like some new stuff, some reskins of things. Pretty interesting. Uh, and then he goes on to say, the mod changes almost all recipes without introducing many intermediates, making it close to vanilla while still being a new experience. One of the bigger changes is that late game technologies do not require the starting tech cards, science packs. So they're called tech cards, not science packs. Combined with the tech cards mostly needing intermediate products, you can reroute the ingredients of the tech cards into other production as the tech cards become obsolete. Post-rocket tech cards are consumed in the lab area on the left. Looks like these big purplish building things.
It's a very sciencey place for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The pre-rocket tech lab stand disused in the right bottom. Okay, interesting. So the biggest feature of it is that it adds a significant amount of content beyond the rocket launch, including a new wing condition. After automating rocket launches, there are three more tech cards, waiting to be researched, 2 new resources waiting to be harvested, and many more useful items to be crafted. All that production and win condition take a significant amount of power, but thankfully the mod adds an effective generation option to fulfill the factory's needs: fusion power. And
That looks awesome.
this looks pretty dang cool. Um, All in all, the mod can be described as a great mix of updated recipes and fresh mechanics that are kept in line with vanilla. This means that the mod is not as overwhelming as overhauls that really focus on certain mechanics, such as many additional resources, Bob's Angels, fluids or intermediates, uh, you know, Pinodins. Instead, Krastorio 2 strikes a great balance between old and new. The mod has many more features that I did not mention here, so if I made you curious, check out the mod for yourself and have fun playing. Uh, I'm a little annoyed by the cliffhanger. I mean, I understand he wants to leave some by chance, but what's this additional win condition? I'm real interested in that.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
I,
How much time is it gonna take beyond just the rocket launch? Is this oh, you've done your rocket launch, now you're at 1% of the next win condition kind of a thing?
yeah, oh, jeez. Oh man, that'd be a lot. But it's cool. It doesn't look super overly complicated like some other mods, but the fact it expands in game, I think, will be kind of a big draw to like mega base players and stuff who kind of get bored of just launching hundreds or thousands of rockets over and over again.
Yeah.
So this is really
Yeah,
cool.
at some point Elon's gonna be bored, He's like, okay, we're launching like 500 a minute now. We gotta come up with something new. So,
Yeah, you know, dude, it'd be so cool if Elon played Factorio. Best mega
that
baser ever.
would be crazy. I don't know though. Knowing him, like he'd have to have the mods with like anime girls in there somehow.
Yeah,
He's got
some
some interesting stuff.
some crazy stuff in there. I mean, there are mods. I think a couple mods out there that add some stuff like that. So,
Wow. So with this mod in mind though, are you going to be doing a Krastorio 2 playthrough?
uh, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Modded. The
Have
problem with modded playthroughs is they take a real long time and they lose interest. At least in my community, like after a while, and then I'm just stuck with this like gigantic end game goal with nobody actually interested in watching me get there.
yeah.
Um,
Did you try out Krastorio 1?
I did not. I think Nilaus tried it, and seem to like it. So Krastorio 2, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. It's much more of a possibility for me than like Bob's Angels or Pied or something. But
Pops just adds so much, man.
I tried
So
it.
many intermediaries, and wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. Too much for me. But this, I mean, looking at this screenshot, I only see like maybe 5 or 6 new buildings and like a couple reskin buildings, but a lot of it's still vanilla.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Definitely would be interested to check it out at least. And yeah, I think that's the end of the thing. So, any other thoughts?
Just once again pointing out, we didn't have anything bad to say about the post this time. It's a new one for us. We're pretty negative.
I mean, I think it's important to give feedback, even if it's something we don't like. But
Yeah, they
I
just
mean,
did a really good job this time. So
yeah, I mean, this one,
pleased with them.
great stuff, 100% behind it. I would have been real upset. I would have had a lot of complaints if they showed this off and didn't have the logistics on and off switch.
That just made your whole week.
It did. That would have
So
been like a
happy.
10-minute rant right there if they didn't add that in.
Yeah, you gotta see if you can get that bound to a key. Just get ready to use it at all times.
Yes, that would be fantastic. Oh, one last thing to add for that is I did read through the forums, and a dev confirmed that it is off by like automatically when you die and respawn. So
Oh, they're so generous.
they did think of that, thankfully, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Um,
that's real great. And that, along with when they updated the loot explosion that happens when you take off your gear, they updated that a while back, right? So it doesn't explode onto belts anymore.
yeah.
You're doing pretty good. Not a lot of accidents that can really mess you up in your factory anymore.
Yeah, not really, unless you just can't get back to your body, but that's usually pretty rare. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Real great one, no complaints whatsoever. Fantastic stuff. Krastorio 2 looks pretty cool. Bet a lot of people like it. And I think that's gonna do it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts and stuff below on the forums and on Reddit for the devs. And until next time, we will see you later.
Catch you later.